Alright. Ooh, I gotta fix this. Was that the chairs in the way? I didn't look at the camera before the stream started. That's on me. This weird purple folder out of the way. The chair's still in the shot. Okay. Hopefully it stays out of the shot now. Okay. Let's raise it up a bit, shall we? This way. And that looks good. Alright. Cool. So we left off, we were very, very close to Titan. So today we're definitely going to make it to Titan. How long we get past that, I don't know. So, get all this out of the way. Okay. Turn New Game Plus back on. What do you mean you forgot the wine? Bravo, Shadow. Thanks to you, our guest shall be honored with a marvelous banquet. But what good is an exotic feast without an equally exquisite aperitif? I didn't read it right. Luckily, I know just the person to ask. Make your way to Wineport and seek out Shamani Lomani, another former member of the company. All you have to do is give him this order slip. He'll take care of the rest. Oh, and if you're wondering if this is merely a ploy to test your patience, I assure you, I do actually need the wine. And while you're there, give Shamani Lomani my regards. Because I found out that we can actually fly over the lake for the first time since this game came out. Well, I guess it's not really a lake. We should have traveled here, but it'll be okay. Sweat, grime, and blood. I, you reek of blood. An adventurer, unless I am mistaken. What brings you to Wineport? An order. Let me guess. A request for the finest vintage I can muster. The paper smells of loam and perfume. Costa del Sol. And there's also the unmistakable odor of goblin cheese. Yes. Master Gigi Ruju would not settle for anything less than the best. Durstweiss and his crew must be quite busy preparing an exotic feast. Hence his decision to rely on an adventurer. Ah, but perhaps you are confused. The display of deduction was not intended to impress you. When one loses his vision, he is forced to compensate in other ways, but you've no interest in my affairs. You wish only to discuss the wine, I suspect. An offer you can refuse. Life can be so delightfully unpredictable. I always had a passion for wine, but it wasn't until I was forced to retire that I could pursue it as more than a mere hobby. It wouldn't have been possible if not for the savings I amassed during my time as a mercenary, of course. Say what you will about the nature of that work. None can deny it pays well. But you grow impatient, and Vice Cap must have his wine. Herein lies the problem. Nothing in my possession is of sufficient quality for his occasion. The best vintages in town are hoarded by Berglant, that's it, who owns and operates the largest winery in Vilbrand. Somehow, I doubt he'll be receptive to your request, but given these circumstances, we must needs beg his assistance. What rank amateur bottled this wine? The impurities have rendered it nigh undrinkable. Dismissal is too good for the man responsible. He should be made to drink every drop of this polluted swill. What is it? I'm in the middle of an important discussion, and I do not care for interruptions. That neophyte Venter bid you speak with me? Ha! Neither you nor your friend has the palate to appreciate the subtle qualities of my private stock. I would sooner serve you Gabu urine than sell you my worst vintage. Be gone from my sight. Okay. I'm going to pause right here for just a second because I just realized I left my fan on, so I'm going to fix that real quick so it doesn't appear on the audio too much. There you go. I turned it down. What happened to the music? Audio's still on. I take it he said no? Really? In those words? Well, I cannot say that I am surprised. While there's no denying his passion and skill, the wine baron of Limzilla Minza is not a man known for his tact. Very well. We shall have to take an alternative approach. It won't work. There is a chance, however small, that another resident of Wineport can furnish us with a suitable wine. In fact, had you come several years ago, I guarantee this would not have been a problem. Alas, the quality of our product has declined significantly in recent years. The only breeds cultivated these days are common lowland vines, which isn't to say that their grapes are poor quality, only that we have known better. Long ago, the Vigirons of Wineport crossbred several species and produced a grape-bearing vine of never-before-seen quality. Bacchus grapes were once the pride of this town, as they were used to produce vintages which surpassed all others. This includes the most aromatic, the most complex, the most flavorful of all wines. Aye, the legendary Bacchus wines were born right here in Wineport. Pardon my enthusiasm. You see, I once had the privilege to sample that particular wine. It was an otherworldly experience. In that moment, I felt as though I had tasted the nectar of the gods themselves. I transcended my mortal flesh and was one with all creation. But as it is all too often said, the calamity changed that. The Bacchus vineyards were completely destroyed, along with much of the existing stock of Bacchus wine. What little remains is closely guarded by its owners, for it can no longer be made. If we cannot convince Berglant to part with his wines, our next best option, as ridiculous as it sounds, is to find someone who has a bottle of Bacchus wine, and to offer them every gill we can spare. I've heard rumors that one of the Vigirons tending the vineyards might have once owned a bottle. Perhaps you could start speaking with them. And I'm getting... Sorry, a request. I'm gonna say no for now. I don't even, yeah, I never even knew of these. You can be asked to form a new free company. Oh. Okay, so somebody's trying to form a new one. Whoops. That was actually kind of rude. Feel bad for that. Is he up there? How do I get up there? Oh no, he's behind here. Bacchus wine? Bah, don't remind me. I used to have a cellar filled with the stuff. Thought I could keep the wine safe from thieves and the elements. Never count on a bloody primal blowing up my house. Just gonna turn that on before I forget. Because we just now passed the point in the story in which I would actually be a paladin. Up until level 30, I would have just been a gladiator. What? Do I have Bacchus wine? I wish. I never had the chance to try it myself. Sorry, friend, but you're a few years too late. No luck, huh? Most regrettable. But we had to try. Ah, but Bacchus wine would have been perfect for the occasion. Though I must confess, my certitude could be due in part to my personal history with the beverage. It is, after all, the very reason I decided to become a vintner. After Titan blinded me in our battle beneath Ogomoro, I fell into a deep depression. It wasn't until I tasted Bacchus wine for the first time that I realized there was still so much I could experience, even in my condition. It helped me find a new direction in life. It breaks my heart to think that the wondrous ambrosia which once filled me with hope may be forever lost to us. Give a man a drink. I must say, the talk of Bacchus wine has made me rather nostalgic. Indeed, there is much I miss about my life with the company of heroes. After everything the captain has done for me, I could not bear to disappoint him. Have no fear. I swear that I shall find a suitable wine for the banquet, though I may need some time to think of a solution. In the meantime, there's a favor I would like to ask of you. 2 years ago, in the deepest depths of my despair, I stumbled across Vilbrand as a vagabond drunk. I suspect I was looking for a place to die, because I was nearly found one not far from here. It was there that a man named Drest took me and nursed me back to health, and it was he who gave me the first taste of Bacchus wine, which helped me to find my new calling. Though I am still a novice in the arts of winemaking, I would like him to know that I am pursuing my dream. This wine is my own original creation, and I would be most grateful if he delivered it to him in my stead. Drest sometimes works in the Raincatcher gully docks, so perhaps Rich Skill can tell you where to find him. Names in this particular part of the world are very hard. Really? I can't jump over? Have to cross the bridge like a peasant? Ritskilt. Dressed? Oh, you mean the hermit? I toss him a few gil when we need an extra pair of hands. He doesn't talk about himself, and I sure as hell don't ask. When a man's got a face with scars like that, you best leave well enough alone. I say. Oh, no, I messed it up. If you've a mind to find him, though, then head southwest to the severed string. Alright, so this very helpful and supposed to be very smart wine connoisseur is a hermit. Pass by some friendly gooboos. I don't know how I played this for so long and never noticed that there's no music at night. Just ambience. But this part of Limbs is very pretty, so I don't mind the nature walk. What do you want? Wine. I didn't ask for this. Who sent you? That weight. Can't sleep. They won't let me sleep. The midges, the buzzing, it keeps me awake. I never wanted to hurt anyone. I won't fight. I don't want to fight. Please make the buzzing stop. Make the midges go away. So, we gotta quickly kill some bees. Oh. There's some raptors protecting him. It's not so loud anymore. Did you do that? Thank you. You helped me, even after what my comrades and I did to your country. We were on a reconnaissance mission when the maelstrom caught us by surprise. We tried to escape, but the others, no one else survived. I didn't ask for the damn it. I'm not even Garlean. They conquered my lands just like they tried to conquer yours. I don't want to die in some blasted jungle halfway around the world. I just want to go home. Battle scars. I wish to thank Shamani for the wine. That was overly kind. Would you be willing to bear a gift back to him? Earlier today, at Red Mantis Falls, I collected the sap from nearby palm trees. If placed in coconut shells and stored for a few bells' time, it makes for a fine wine. See, it should be ready by now. I left 3 shells out there. Please take them to Shamani for me. I'm glad he moved on with his life. I hope to one day do the same. Rather interesting characters we're dealing with. Ah, really? Palm wine. I don't even think I'm processing what that is. I mean, that's obviously like just some kind of coconut. And apparently you can make wine from it. Oh, it's always kind of haunting and kind of fun that you can fly up and then just see Garlemald's influence in random spots. It has been some time, Shadow. What news do you have of Drest? Ah, yes, I recall he did give some knowledge of winemaking. A simplistic but nevertheless effective method that utilizes the natural properties of palm sap. I shall have to enjoy this batch before it spoils. We are not so different, Drest and I. 2 men who have been struggled not to let our scars define us. I worry that he has been alone with his thoughts for far too long. Aye, it is past time I paid him a visit. Thank you for looking after him, Shadow. It was a very good year. By the god, Shadow, listen, I know you're eager to wash your hands of this wine business, but I've just discovered something extraordinary about Drest's palm wine. He sealed each coconut cell with a leaf which has a very distinct shape and unusual odor. I thought it was going to be mad at first, but now I'm certain these are the leaves of a Bacchus grapevine. Do you know what this means? Somewhere in Raincatcher Gully, the legendary vine still grows. If we could obtain a cutting, we can revive the Bacchus wine industry. We must know where Drest found these leaves. Here, take one of them back to him and see if he remembers. So a lot of going back and forth between these 2 dudes. Oh, hello again. What is it? It's just a leaf, isn't it? I only chose it because it was pretty. Didn't know it was rare. I found them near the Juggernaut to the south, but I didn't see any grapevines. I saw fresh goober tracks, though. Maybe the leaves came from vine growing out the back of one of such beasts. If you go looking for it, please be careful. Some goobus are more territorial than others, and you may have to defend yourself. So we seemed to, we stayed there, we were attacked by a goobu, we quickly slayed it, and, it's dropped a vine, I think. What did Drest have to say, Shadow? Tell me everything. Aha, I was right. This smell, this texture. I hold it in my hands, a Bacchus grapevine cutting. Come now, enough of this nonsense. I've heard talk of your discovery, and I refuse to believe that a common adventurer and a novice vintner could... 12 is my witness. It is a Bacchus grapevine. Where did you find such a fantastic specimen? What? You would offer this to me? But why? There is none better positioned to reconstruct the Bacchus vineyards than you, Master Bergelin. You have the resources, the knowledge, and the passion to do so. It would be selfish of me to keep this cutting. I never knew you cared so deeply about your craft. Thank you, good sir. I will not squander this gift. In just a few years' time, I swear that every tavern across the Orza will once again be clamoring for a cask of Wineport's legendary Bacchus wine. Sir, you needn't. Wait, the shape of this bottle, the scent of this label. This couldn't possibly be a 1547 Bacchus? But that's impossible. The vintage has not been seen since years before the calamity. It was the crown jewel of my personal collection. For years, I debated opening it, wondering if today or tomorrow would be the ideal time. But now I realize that it was never meant for me. It should be savored by the saviors of Wineport, I say. He has made us an offer we cannot refuse. Master Gegeruchu will find no finer wine. You have forever changed Wineport, Shadow. Thank you for your kindness and your generosity. Ah, but do not permit me to delay you much longer. Pray, deliver the wine to Captain Weisket. Well, yes, I would very much like to drink it, but I am a patient man. I have faith that one day I shall have another opportunity to taste perfection. Alright. And even though it's just right over there, I'm going to go ahead and just teleport to Costa del Sol. Your prolonged absence was beginning to concern me. So what of the wine I asked you to bring? Is that 7 L's, a 1547 Bacchus wine? Even I know how rare that is. I have to admit, I didn't think you had it in you, but congratulations, Shadow. Thanks to you, this will be the most luxurious feast Costa del Sol has seen in years. Considering the lengths you went to, I hope our guests appreciate it. Speaking of which, your associate arrived a short while ago. She appears to be growing somewhat impatient. Perhaps you could tell her that the banquet is about to begin? In the company of heroes. You have the look of a man who has been to the seventh hell and back. That a guest should be expected to supply the victuals for a banquet held in his own honor, and this while the shadow of Titan looms over us all, it beggars belief. I can only applaud your stoicism. Have I been asked to endure such ignominy, I fear I would have accepted my lot with less grace. Lady Ishola, Sir Blyson. A thousand pardons for this extreme discourtesy. I was wholly unaware of your true identity, sir. Had I known, I would have never permitted my man to subject you to such unspeakable ordeals. Come now, you must have sensed something was amiss. You didn't seriously think I would be send you running the length and breadth of Eorzea for a banquet, did you? Spare him your mockery, Captain. Your intent was unclear to me until this moment, and unlike me, Shadow has no knowledge of your traditions. Mayhaps you would be so clear as to enlighten him. Aye, fair's fair. There's no sense hiding it any longer. We 5 were chosen by our brothers and sisters, and before the company of heroes disbanded, we each swore a solemn oath that any who would follow in our footsteps must be weighed and measured, not by their reputation, but by their deeds. Each man would judge these would-be god-slayers by his own criteria. If even one found him wanting, he would be rejected without a second thought. But, if he proved himself worthy, we swore that we would do our utmost to support his cause. The world has been full of brave souls eager to give their lives for a righteous cause, but all too few capable of making a difference with their sacrifice. To send wave after wave of hapless adventurers into the jaws of a foe against whom they have no hope for victory is worse than futile. Titan is not one to be challenged lightly, and we will not be complicit in the deaths of the unworthy. Which is why the 5 of you designed to test Shadow with such commendable thoroughness. Time well spent, I am sure. But tell us, Captain, what is the assessment of you and your fellows? He's a brave one, that which is certain. He willingly walked into the midst of danger, despite my repeated warnings that it would cost him his life. His skill is undeniable. He stalked his prey and relentless as a child of the sands, and struck with precision when an opportunity presented itself. Too many adventurers these days care only for fortune and glory. Shadow, however, is a kind and generous soul. I am certain he has no shortage of loyal allies who will gladly fight at his side. Pishaka. Willie Uplander's talented plans maker, tricksy foe for mighty Rockman. I can only concur with my colleagues' assessments. We 5 of the Company of Heroes hereby judge you a worthy challenger. Cast down the Lord of Craig's Shadow and write a new chapter in the history of Eorzea. With the formalities out of the way, let the festivities begin. Some of the dancers pour the wine. Eat, drink, and be merry, my friends, for today we celebrate the birth of a new legend. Shadow Blyson, Titan's Bane. Congrats, sweetling. Now relax and enjoy the show. It's only just begun. The best food graphics this PS3 engine could muster. I just realized I'm sideways. I'm going to try to straighten this up a little bit. Tasting the exotic feast triggers a divine revelation. In that brief, transcendent moment, you glimpse the true form of reality, comprehend its fleeting nature, and cry out to the heavens in celebration. I want to eat something that good. When you face the Lord of Crags, think not of Lindsay Laminza, Eorzea, or anything beyond his chamber. Think only of the men and women by your side. Fight for them, and they will fight for you. Remember that no great victory has ever been achieved alone. Goodly Uplander must be facing mighty Rockman with clever fighty think. Gobbyflot cannot be coming to rescue this time. Whoops. Come on. Trying to talk to... Not her. There we go. Ah, Shadow, you brave fool. Promise me that when you meet Titan, you look him in the eye and tell him Landonell sends his regards. You are a veteran of countless battles, Shadow. This is but one more. Trust in your experience and you will prevail. You are blessed with a fortitude to rival the earth itself. Titan will struggle to break you, I think. You are kind to indulge them, Shadow. This banquet is as much for the company as it is for you, whatever they may claim. I do not deny that they mean well, but now is scarcely the time for celebration. Though they have but all pronounced you the victor, the battle with Titan is yet to begin. The hour has come for the good captain to make good on his promise. We must speak with him again. As you wish. You must be eager to face Titan. As promised, we will show you the way. Travel to Bronze Lake in Upper Lenosia. There, you will meet with Riol, another man who once served with the company. To ensure that this knowledge does not fall into the wrong hands, he will remain in hiding until you have given the correct signal. Give me your map. You must whistle loudly at the 3 locations I mark. Only then will he appear to meet you at the 4th location. I realize this may seem excessive now, but you will see that it is more than reasonable once you comprehend the risk inherent in our method. Okay, so we're traveling to Upper Lenosia. Whoops. Sorry, I thought I heard something. Alright. So we are at Bronze Lake. Some Sahagins. I never could comprehend what the Zergonites are. Can we not come back here? Oh, wait. Okay. I thought I had it. I definitely took the long way to that, huh? Oh, it wouldn't have even worked, because he's all the way up there. Greetings, mate. Might you be the one the captain said would be calling? Aye, I thought so. Pay attention now, because I ain't explaining myself twice. Lord of Crags. Looks like we're finally going in. Years ago, when we was weighing up how to get to Titan, one of our scouts stumbled across the Beastman's Aetherite, see? Eh? What's that look? Not familiar with him? He speaks of an unamplified Aetherite which has been claimed by a beast tribe. Lest you wonder, there is no fundamental difference between such Aetherites and those which you have used on countless occasions, Shadow. Aye, well if it ain't the Charlian lass. Welcome back. Forgive me for interrupting. I had planned to await your report, but I succumbed to curiosity. The tunnels beneath the Gomero form a bewildering labyrinth that no outsiders ever fully explored. How the company of heroes managed to navigate it is a mystery I have long pondered. Give us a bit of credit, love. We weren't daft enough to try going in the front. The kobolds are always digging new tunnels and filling the old ones with traps. One wrong step and next thing you know, you got 100 tons of rock on your noggin. Suicide to even try, see? Funny thing was, the kobolds didn't seem to have no trouble finding their way around, and it was that got us thinking. I mean, Ogamero mines are like a bleeding city, ain't they? And getting around the city that big would be a right pain in the arse if you didn't have an Aethernet, wouldn't it? So, it's just a reason that the kobolds must have one, didn't it? Even if there were Aetherite shards in the depths of Ogomero, you would have needed to attune yourselves to them before you could identify their signatures within the life stream. Well, that's where you're wrong, love. We had this Charlian bloke to help us, see? Delivered us right into Titan's bedchamber, he did. I didn't rightly know he did it, but I do remember him saying it weren't nothing any Charlian scholar worth her salt couldn't manage. Did he now? Locating a beacon in the absence of a known signature might be possible if the Aetherites in question happen to be... yes. But in order to guide a traveler to said beacon safely, a second party would be required to... It is possible, in theory at least, yet I cannot be certain until I try. Plainly, all it will depend upon whether or not I am worth my salt. Oh, you are, lass. Don't you worry about that. Have a bit of faith in yourself. Why don't we all go to Zelma's Run and take a look closer at the Aetherite? It ain't far, though. There's sure to be a few kobolds blocking the way. Not you can't handle, mind. Whoa. I did not do that with the camera. It did it itself. Is that another person going for... No, he's level 70, so he's not going for Titan. So this is the Aetherite the Company of Heroes used to gain access to Titan Sanctuary. It is as Papalimo speculated. In its present state, this Aetherite signal will not be strong enough for our purposes. I may, however, be able to use my own energies to amplify it. Alas, the task will monopolize my attention for the duration. It seems you will have to proceed without me, Shadow. I must needs remain here and supplement this beacon's power, lest you be denied our only passive escape. Fear not, I will summon the Maelstrom forces stationed nearby to protect us. With effort, it's possible I may be able to stabilize the Aetherite signal and thereby join you, albeit belatedly. Until such time as I do, I will be on... Wait, you will be on your own. Now, let us see if I am worth my salt. I have located another beacon, one far below the mountain. I can only speculate as to what you will find there, so stint not in your preparation. Alright. Now it's time to face Titan. Undersized party. Whoops. So I've undersized party on, right? Okay. Look, an overdweller. Yes, yes, an invader from above. He uses our Aetherites against us. He has defiled Titan's sacred sanctuary, trespassed, violated, defiled. Overdwellers must leave. Overdwellers must fly. Brothers and sisters, fear him not. His fate shall be decided by the Lord of Crags. Hear me, Overdweller. You and your treacherous brethren must be held to account for the breaking of the covenant. You shall be first to face judgment, then Limsa Laminza and her oath-breakers, liars, betrayers, oath-breakers. O great Father Lord of Crags, we summon you, we summon you. He has come, the Lord of Crags, Titan has come. Overdweller, art thou deaf to their weeping? Thy vile kind coveteth ever the blessings of the land, and the murdereth of my children by the score, all in service to greed. Such sins are beyond pardon. Ah, but I'm not the first to suffer thy defiance. Thou didst bring Ifrit low. Godless Overdweller, thy myriad heresy shall not go unpunished. Upon thee I shall wreak a terrible vengeance. Oh, did it skip 2 phases? Ooh. You can see the music switching phases way too fast. Alright. Titan lasted a pretty long time compared to others. The Lord of Crags, great Father Titan has fallen. At least only 2 more. crimes of the Overdwellers shall never be forgiven, never be forgotten. No, no, never. 'Twas your kin who broke the covenant. We have acted only in our defense of our lands. Cease your aggression, or never there will be peace. Until our dying breaths, we shall defy you. Defy, decry, deny. I said that backwards. Now these are the readings of one I would expect of an icon. I have seen enough. We proceed as planned. Are you sure that it is wise, my lord? Your curiosity is untested and unproven. We do not know yet its true capabilities. Then trust in mine, Ritatan. My curiosity, as you so eloquently put it, would have bested Titan in the blink of an eye. Why, if there be truth to the legends, it could readily subjugate the whole of Eorzea, given but a little while longer. Is that not so? It is. No greater single power has ever been conceived, much less realized. What you say may well be true, but while such devices may win battles, I do not believe they will serve to change the course of this war. Oh, but they will. Have a little faith, my friend. I cannot endorse this course of action. Fool. And now he has a fourth. Fascinating. Carry on, Crystal Bearer. Far though you have come, your work is far from done. And not remain to mark his passing. Well, the Ashians are nothing if not elusive. It is of little wonder that they should cast advanced teleportation magics at will. But that they would choose to consort with the Empire. What common goal could they possibly share? I feared I might arrive too late, but I see you had the matter well in hand. I have taken measures to ensure that we are not pursued, yet I cannot say how long they will hold. Take your leave before the kobolds are still in while the kobolds are still in disarray. I will follow anon. There is something I must investigate before I depart. I will teleport you to the Aetherite in Zelma's Run, and we will rendezvous at Camp Bronze Lake. Agreed? I am relieved to see you well. But come, let's discuss our next step. Whoa, what? Oh. That's actually really jarring. She just kind of disappeared. So, yep, that's part 3. So let's start part 4. All good things. The word will already have reached Maelstrom Command. Protocol requires that a representative of our order inform the High Commander of the mission's success. The honor is rightfully yours, Shadow. Once again, I must commend you on a job well done. We shall speak again soon. Going back to Double L. Maelstrom's busy. Thank you for coming, Shadow. Word of your triumph reached me some while ago, but I am pleased to have it personally confirmed. First Ifrit and now Titan. Truly, when I think of your achievements, I feel the loss of the Warriors of Light less keenly. And there could be no greater compliment than that. You and your order are heroes. The people of Limsa Lominsa are forever in your debt. I shall relay the details of your report to the Admiral forthwith. Please send my regards to the Science of the Seventh Dawn. Shadow, this is Memphilia. Y'shtola has informed me of your success. You have won a great victory for the people of Eorzea. One that shall not be forgotten. And what is more, both you and Y'shtola emerged from Ogomro unscathed, while Tataru and the others are as glad of... Why Totoro and the others seemed as glad of that as they did of Titan's fall. You can look forward to a hero's welcome. We'll be awaiting your return to the Waking Sands. There's much to discuss. Godspeed. Pray, return to the Waking Sands. Ah, there's where I clipped in before. There's a crowd. That's odd. And Tataru's not at the front desk. Uh-oh. Will something awful has happened? This one is glad walking one is safe.
We'll be awaiting your return at the Waking Sands. There is much to discuss. Godspeed. Thank heavens he is safe. Louisoire, do you see? Your light shines brightly in this one, and in time, it will illuminate the realm once more. Oh!
Advance no further!
We have come for the one who slayed Ifrit and Titan. Bring him forth, or you shall know no mercy.
Confound it. Stay out of sight. I would leave a message with you. I surrender myself, on the condition you spare the innocents.
Conditions? There speaks the Supreme Sire. I'll grant you have courage, but you would be better served by armor.
search all you will. The one you seek is not here.
So it would seem.
And yet you knew to look here. But how?
Hold that thought.
No!
Conditions of surrender denied.
Cease at once!
Have you not done enough?
Perhaps. Enough. We must away. Though we have not found our quarry, the High Priestess of the Scions should suffice for now. They say she also possesses the Echo. I cannot wait to hear her scream. I said enough! We leave. Bring the prisoners.
So everything's gone wrong. Walking One Memphilia asked this one to, in case Walking One returned, this one was to say, at church in Eastern Thanalan, Walking One must claim sanctuary. This one tried to protect Walking One Memphilia from Imperial ones. Forgive this one. Save. Sad. Our favorite Cabbage Patch Kid died. Along with many others, and we need to go to Camp Drybone. To the Church of Saint Adama Landama. Hold up, what am I doing? I was looking at the minimap instead of what I was actually supposed to be going. So I'll take a little shortcut here. Is something troubling you, my son? You have the look of one who has endured great suffering. If there is anything I can do to help, anything at all, you need only ask. Whoops. Okay. The wild roses? I see. You may speak freely here. We are all friends of the Scions. How could this have happened? And you were certain that Memphilia was among those taken by the Garleans? Let us pray no further harm comes to them. You may stay here for as long as you wish. It is the least I can do for a friend of Memphilius. I have known her since she was but a child. Well, do I recall the day of our first meeting. I swore then to do everything in my power to support her, and I will gladly offer the self-same service to her brother and sister Scions. So please, no matter what you require, you need not hesitate to ask. Marquis, could you come here for a moment? Yes, Father. If you require assistance, pray speak with Marquis. He is a trifle shy, but I assure you he means well. I should explain. Marquis is a survivor of the Battle of Cartano. Alas, his experience took a terrible toll upon his mind. Had he not taken him into our care, we would have surely perished in the desert. Or he would have. Marquis, I want you to look after Shadow. Do you understand? Yes, Father. You can't take it with you. Excuse me, Shadow. Do you have a moment? It concerns this broken horologe which was found in the pocket of a man brought here for burial. There is something familiar about it, but just what I cannot say. Perhaps if I tinker with the device, it will come to me. However, I lack the proper tools to do so. I would ask you to journey to Camp Drybone in my stead to obtain a bull-point chisel and a pair of needle-nose pincers. They are often used by goldsmiths, so perhaps they would be the best people to ask. Of course, I do not expect you to foot the bill. Here, take this coin purse. That should cover it. A bull-point chisel, you say? And a pair of needle-nose pincers? Those things don't come cheap, you know. Hell's balls. I mean, yes. That should be sufficient payment. Nice doing business with you. Oh. Weird glitch. Have you brought the tools I requested? Something occurs to me. Please wait here for a moment. It was for naught, though I repaired the device easily. This sensation that stirs within me remains a mystery. But how did I do it? These hands, my hands, they move with a mind of its own, deftly manipulating the clockwork mechanisms. There was no doubt or uncertainty. I knew exactly what to do, as though I had performed the same motions countless times before. Pardon me, Shadow. This is a mistake. Please give the horologe to Sister Eluned. The man who once owned it is currently in her care, and I think it best be returned to him. Good evening to you, sir. Have you come to pay your respects to this man? Never before have I seen such a queer device. You say that it measures the passing of time? Mayhap there are more in common with Garlemald. I am given to understand that its cities are filled with all manner of amazing technologies. Marquis said that it belonged to the deceased? Oh dear, you don't suppose that the owner might have been a Garlean spy? It may behoove of us to notify the authorities of Camp Drybone. But, mayhap more importantly, how did Marquis manage to repair this device? I know he had a talent for trades, but this goes far beyond mending fences and thatching roofs. Bringing out the dead. I recognize you now, Shadow. Allow me to express my deepest condolences for those who lost their lives in the attack. I apologize if discussing this upsets you, but you should know that the bodies of your comrades are presently being removed from the waking sands and prepared for... Excuse me, I'm having a discussion over here, sir. And presently removed from the waking sands and prepared for transport here. I'm gonna let him finish. I can't turn the camera all the way around there. Yeah. He's having a blast. He must be doing a mission. Slaying the swarms. If you wish to leave this work to others, I understand. However, taking part might help you find closure. Alright, so yet again, pray return to the waking sands. Eh? You don't look like one of them church fellas. Not that I had turned you away, no sir. As you can see, we've got a pile of unidentified bodies over yonder. No one's come to claim them, so off to the lich yard they go. Be thankful you didn't have to go inside and see the carnage for yourself. 'Twas the stuff of nightmares, I tell you, goddamn Imperials. I don't know what quarrel they had with these folks, and I sure as hell don't want to know. The sooner we put this behind us, the better. Say, ain't I seen you around before, or do you have one of them faces? Never mind. Any road, there's a carriage come to haul the bodies to the lich yard, out by the east gate. There's only 8 left to load up, but seeing as though I'm exhausted from carrying all the others, I have a mind to leave the remainder to you. Might want to cover your nose while you work. Some of these folks started to turn. Man, this stuff is depressing. One of them's Neuraxia. What happened to the big fella? Yeah, forget it. This brings the next batch and toss him in the back. Ain't like they'll complain if you're rough. Well, ain't you a strong one? 4 in one trip? Reckon there's no need for me to lend you a hand with the rest then. This part just, it hits hard. Come on, let's finish this before I die of old age. That should be all of them. Thanks for the help. Reckon it won't take too long to deliver all these corpses to the lich yard. Even so, you might want to hurry back and tell them that our work here is done. Alright, back to Camp Drybone. I see that you decided to heed my advice. I pray that in doing so, you found some small measure of peace. The first carriage from Vesser Bay arrived not long ago, and we have begun preparing your comrades for burial. I had a hand in the initial rites, and I would like you to know that, for many, death came quickly. Rest assured that we will treat them with the utmost respect, and do everything we can to shepherd them to Thal's realm. Bury me not on the lone prairie. Although we can perform rites for most of the Scions, there is one whom we cannot accept. We would like you to return this one to her people, the Sylphs of Little Solace. It is only proper that she be given to the care of her friends and family, so that they may mourn her in accordance with Sylvic traditions. This should surely boost the alliance between the two. This one is surprised to see Walking One and Little Solace. How can these ones be of assistance to Walking One? Neuraxia! But this one does not understand. Kumuxio, this one has heard such wailing. This one would know what has caused such a stress. Terrible news, Elder One. Awful news. Walking One has returned to Little Solace. But why? These ones have not requested further aid. Neuraxia, how could this happen? Explain everything to this one at once. No, not only Neuraxia, but many of Walking One's friends were lost as well. Neuraxia. Neuraxia went to the Danalan at the behest of this one. Walking One was with Neuraxia at the end. Tell this one that Neuraxia was brave. Tell this one that Neuraxia did not suffer. This one is glad to hear Walking One's words. Thank you for bringing Neuraxia home, Walking One. These ones also wish to thank Praying Ones. Tell Praying Ones these ones will remember this kindness. This one demands vengeance. Imperial Ones must pay. Imperial Ones must suffer. When the time comes for Walking Ones to face Imperial Ones, do not forget these ones. These ones would not have Neuraxia's death be for naught. These ones will fight. Okay. And to dry bone once again. We thank you for your service to the Church of the Sylphs. You may be pleased to know that, in your absence, we interred the remaining scions in the Lich Yard. Perhaps you will wish to do more for your friends. If so, I would remind you that we have already done so much on their behalf. Please take a rest and set aside your burdens for now, Shadow. Eyes on me. I'm not imagining a shadow. I know I am being watched. This is different. Sinister. It is as if I am under observation. The feeling comes and goes, but I felt it when I last ventured outside. Yes, I know I felt it. Will you look outside for me? Please? It will only take a moment. Can't jump over that. Too lazy to go around, though. And we found an Imperial soldier hiding behind a gravestone. You were attacked, weren't you? Are you unharmed? Thank the gods. I knew it. He was watching me. But why was he watching me? What did he want with me? Did he perhaps know something of my past? If only I could have asked him. I need to think. Please allow me a moment alone. Wait. Further, Illiwood must hear of this. Will you tell him for me? Father, Illiwood must hear this. It's important. I think others might come for me again. He's literally, like, 5 feet next to you. Heavens forfend. That such a thing would happen on holy ground. Do you have any idea who this man was? Did you notice anything distinctive about his garb or possessions? This is Garlean steel, which means the man who was watching Marquis was... Make haste to Camp Drybone at once. We must summon the immortal flames before the Imperials come.
I fondly hope that I might be the first to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate. At ease, adventurer. I come not on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the scions of the 7th Dawn. And to that end... I have come in search of a legend. The greatest engineer of our time, Master Sid Garland. I have come for you.
I fear you are mistaken, child. He is but a poor soul who bore witness to the horrors at Cartano. I beg of you, leave us in peace.
Wait,
Hear me, Sid. Eorzea needs you.
Sid, was it? Here. These belong to you. I thought you bore the mark of greatness. It seems that I was right. Our time together was all too brief, but it felt as though my son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life. But it is time for you to help those who truly need you.
who are you?
Alphino Leveilleur, at your service. As a scion of the Seventh Dawn, I stand against our primal and imperial foes, as my grandfather once did. 'Tis no secret what befell our order at the Waking Sands. Word has already spread across Eorzea. The repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the calamity, the three city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction, leaving the Scions to combat the primal threat unaided. And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as the nations mourn our demise and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all. The Ixal have summoned Garuda once more, and she torments the people of Kurthus as we speak. Her appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals. Worse, in her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength. Yet, therein lies an opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest gods can be felled. If we are to face our foe, we must first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary. And for that, we need an airship. Your airship, Sid.
I have an airship?
Yes, Sid, you do. Your very own airship. It was last seen in the skies over Gridania, not long before the calamity. So let us begin our search there.
An airship? My airship? Oh, wait.
Come, let us put an end to the primals. Together, we will show the world that the Scions are still a force to be reckoned with.
They need my airship. They need me.
Final Fantasy XIV Cid is one of my favorites. He who waited behind. What a curious twist of fate that Master Garlon would at last be found within our church. It defies imagination. Beg your pardon, Shadow. You wish to find his airship, yes? I know not how much truth it is to it, but there's a tale known as the final flight of the Enterprise, which grew popular in the wake of the Calamity, much like the Great Gooby Wall of Ul'dah. It states that the Enterprise flew northwest from Gridania towards Corythus. If true, the airship would have passed through the North Shroud, likely over Fogworth Float, the closest settlement to Corythus. Mayhap the Serpents stationed there have records of the events that transpired that day. I had hoped you might rest from your journeys for a time, but I see that the world still has need of you and the Scions. Pray look after yourself and Cid, Shadow. So we're heading to the Foghorn Float. Foggourd Float. And then the Corythus. Is there aught I can assist you with, sir? The Enterprise? You speak of Master Garland's ship, yes? Aye. I needn't refer to the records. I know that the airship was sighted overhead 5 years ago, clearly bound for Corythus. What became of it after that I cannot say. If you wish to know more, pray speak with Vortifart at Fortinel Spire. He was on duty that day and saw it with his own eyes. I am unsure what it is you want to accomplish, though. Even should you locate the ship, would you not need a man of Master Garland's caliber to fly it? I hear tell that the machinery is fiendishly complex. You have come in search of Vortifart. Then, well met, for you have found him. Indeed, I have served as a whaler for many years, since before the great snows came to Corythus. What exactly is this about? Ah, the final flight of the Enterprise. I do indeed remember that day. Cold reception. 'Twas on the eve of the Battle of Cartano, nigh on 5 years ago. I held the spire alone that night, while the bulk of our forces marched to meet the enemy in the field. Then, all of a sudden, the most fantastic airship I'd ever seen splits the skies overhead. I could only watch in shock as it disappeared over the mountains to the northwest. If the Enterprise wasn't destroyed during the Calamity, I'd wager it's still somewhere in Corythus. The astrologians at the observatorium may have records which could help. But to obtain them, you would need to deal with the Ishgardians who control the region. I wouldn't expect much, though. The high houses have long been concerned with their own affairs above all else. When Dalamu descended, they took shelter behind their gates, and even now they have little regard for the plights of other nations. Nevertheless, they have deigned to assist you should you prove yourself useful. Consider providing your services to the soldiers who guard the observatorium. Though they may refuse you at first, I have little doubt they would accept aid freely offered. So this next part of the game is famous for being exceptionally slow. We're staying in one spot. We're staying in Dragonhead, and yeah, for quite some time. And just this cold white and black setting. But it's also a little look into A very good expansion. The first expansion. Excuse me. Can you repeat that? You wish to offer your services to House Durandare? And what, pray tell? Whoops. I hope that didn't cause any issues. Oh. You wish to offer your services to House Durandare, and what, pray tell, do you wish to receive in exchange? How absurd. As if we permit an outsider to peruse the records of the Observatorium. Do not mistake our courtesy for friendliness. The Holy See of Ishgard may allow foreigners to travel freely within these lands, but we do not intend to offer succor to strangers. The Unending War. Hello, have mercy. Are you still here? You may take shelter within our walls if you insist, but do not distract me while I'm on duty. We're stretched thin as it is. And where in the hell is that knight I sent out on patrol? He should have returned ages ago. Perhaps I do have a use for you. If you still wish to aid us, search the wilds to the west for my missing man. You will know him by his uniform, that of House Durandare, as is mine. Alright. If it wasn't for you, sir, I'd reckon they would have finished me off. Despicable dragon-loving bastards. Death have mercy they didn't deserve. Or death was a mercy they didn't deserve. I prayed the rumors were mistaken, but this confirms the worst. I must immediately inform my superiors that the heretics are operating within this region. Fare thee well, friend. So we found ourselves stumbling into a very, very different affair here. Something way bigger than our own. I must say, I didn't expect you to find my knight, much less rescue him. I see I may have been premature in my judgment, sir. We are a proud people, beholden to tradition, but that does not mean we are without humility. I shall instruct the astrologians to entertain your request. However, understand that it is ultimately their decision whether or not you may peruse their records. Pray, proceed to the Observatorium and introduce yourself to Edmele. Ah, the gentlemen come in search of the airship. This is highly unorthodox. Whatever could Sir Ludovois be thinking? Ludovo, actually. It is true that we maintain meticulous records which stretch back generations. However, because this information is used to chart Dravanian activity, access is strictly controlled. One can never be too careful with heretics and their sympathizers lurking about. If you could persist with your inquiries, pray seek an audience with Chief Astrologian Forlamalt up above. Those stairs seem like a hazard. No, absolutely not. Have you any inkling what it is you just asked? Were our records to fall into the wrong hands, it could change the course of a war that has raged for generations. I speak not of some mere spat between southern nations. Ours is a holy crusade, and we are the arbiters of Feloni's will. I will not put our great nation at risk, certainly not to help a foreigner locate a missing airship of all things. Pardon the intrusion, Farlamalt. I wish to speak with you regarding the recent... Oh, I did not realize you had a guest. Inquisitor Guillamene. Guillaume. Yeah. You honor us with your presence, sir. The gentleman was just leaving. Ah, you must be the one who rescued House Durandare's knight from those heretics. Doubtless they feel indebted to you. I am told you seek an airship last seen in Corinthus 5 years ago, yes? You come to us at an inconvenient time, I fear. Much has changed in the intervening years, and little for the better. While I wish you the best of luck in your search, I would also strongly advise caution. The snows can come quickly in Corinthus. One moment you may feel as though you have a firm grasp on your surroundings, safe and secure in your knowledge, and the next you may find yourself in a wholly unfamiliar situation, blind to the dangers hidden by the blizzard. It would be wise for you to focus on a single landmark whilst traveling. Do not give in to temptation and deviate from your course. I was not aware you aided House Durandare in that fashion. Thank you, sir. Nevertheless, my decision stands. I cannot give you what you seek. Alright, so bad luck so far. Men of Honor. You there, sir. I cannot help but overhear your conversation with the chief astrologian. There may be a way I can assist you, but it would require that you perform me a favor in exchange. An associate of mine has yet to return from his expedition to the cliffs east of the observatorium. He was adamant that he could conduct the observations alone, despite the presence of Ixol in that vicinity. If you could seek out this astrologian and confirm that he is well, it would be a great comfort to me. Alright. See, I told you it was a hazard. Dude's just falling from the stairs randomly. Place is actually a nightmare. So I'm actually playing this right after the FanFest 2021, and I'm kind of happy that the number crunch is gonna happen in Endwalker. I love the music in basically just all of Ishgard. Just show him who's boss. These are supposed to be bird people. And I mean, they have feathers, but... What a relief to see someone other than a goddamn birdman. I thought I could finish my work whilst the Ixal were away, but they returned far quicker than I anticipated. It was all I could do to hide and hope they might leave again before I froze to... Wait, who are you? You're not one of our knights. A man of House Durandare cannot be seen in the company of an unbeliever. Good day, sir. So I got him out of hiding, and he just... I was supposed to help him out, and he just straight up walks out anyway. I just really like organs. Like the instrument organs. They're so cool. Alright. I'm gonna walk up the hazard steps again. No guarding rail. Where's the Orzian Osha? I don't think this place passes any regulations. The arrogant fool returned not long before you arrived, muttering about the disgrace of having been rescued by an unbeliever. Serves him right for underestimating the dangers our knights face every day. Ah, but you were eager to locate your airship. It may surprise you that by saving him you have already aided your own cause. House Durandare is quickly to regard outsiders with suspicion, as did as it is their duty to sound the alarm at the first sight of a Dravonian aggression. Yet you have already aided them twice, for which they are honor-bound to repay you. Even so, they will not grant you access to the Observatorium's records. That is just as well. But there's other ways for you to locate your missing airship. What I propose is that you petition Lord Portlemaine, for an official introduction to the other high houses. The word of House Durandare carries tremendous weight in Ishgard. Should the captain consent, you should have little trouble obtaining information from the other high houses. Alright. Do I go up or down? Down? Alright. Going down. Ooh, there's a fight happening. They can handle it. Oh, it's a fate. Yeah, they'll handle it. Wait, hold up. Where is he? Oh, he's inside this building. You've caused quite a stir in your short time here. First you slay 2 heretics and save the knight and now I hear you have rescued the man of our house. I imagine you must desire something for your troubles. An introduction to the other high houses. I cannot deny that you were given us no cause to distrust you. But while you have performed 2 acts, you would have me endorse you to 3 high houses. It's only fitting that you aid us one final time, wouldn't you agree? That is nonsense. But okay. 3 for 3. Now, I understand you were very eager to find your missing airship. Worry not, for this task would take a man of your skill but a moment to complete. Not long ago, a porter bound for Skyfire Locks was ambushed on the road due west of here. Though he escaped with his life, he would very much like to his wares as well. On the off chance that any portion of his shipment remains, I would have you travel to the scene of the robbery and bring back what you can find. Lest you intend to perform only a cursory search, bear in mind that recovering the stolen merchandise will endear you to House Helenart, further improving the chances they'll indulge your requests for aid. Alright. These aren't very far. They have people. Whoops. I went too fast and accidentally skipped the dialogue. I'm sure it was just something online such as get my stuff. God bless you, friend. It's all here. Every last... Oh, but wait. That just over there looks like it might have been pillaged. Bloody hells. That's the personal property of Lord Franzel, too. Are you certain? Clearly an attempt was made to open it, but the lock appears to have held. Nevertheless, if you wish to verify the contents against your shipping manifest, be my guest. Fury, take me. A draconian rosary. In the possession of Lord Franzel? Yet. Perhaps this is not so difficult to fathom. House Helenarte is whispered to be infested with heretics. Thank you for bringing this matter to my attention, sir. I shall inform the Inquisitors immediately. Under these circumstances, I must strongly advise against associating with House Helenart. Your other introductions will need to be postponed as well. It is the duty of every Ishgardian to root out and destroy heretics. All else must wait until this matter is resolved. The Rose and the Unicorn. Come closer, lad, and listen well. This is for your ears only. Lord Frantil is no heretic. He is a goodly, righteous man, wholly dedicated to the cause. I know this because I served House Hallinart for years prior to the calamity. You must go to Skyfire Locks and warn him of the coming storm. The Inquisitors are ruthless and will spare him no mercy. Speak to him of Edelweiss, and he will know you for a friend. Now go. Alright, so somebody's being potentially wronged. I probably shouldn't be flying here yet. For lore's sake. Yes? You look as though you have something to say, do you? Did I just say it's that Edelweiss in your pockets, or are you happy to see me? I see, sir. Carolot has not forgotten my mother's favorite flower. A pity it has not been since Corthus. Wait, a pity he has not been seen in Corthus since the calamity. You may speak freely here, friend. That's absurd. I would sooner die than become a thrall of the dragons. Alas, it matters little what I say at this point. Though the Draconian Rosary was not found in my possession, it will still be considered by many to be proof of my heresy. I must do my utmost to prove my innocence to the Inquisitors, for if they harbor even the slightest doubt... This will only add weight to the incessant accusations our house has suffered of late. It's as though the gods themselves are plotting our fall. You risked much by coming here. It is only proper that I recompense you for this deed. Tell me what you desire, and I shall do my best to provide. A missing airship? I see. It may require a prolonged effort to locate your quarry. I shall direct you to one in a better position to assist you. Lord Hartrafot of House Four Temps commands the garrison at Camp Dragonhead. Present to him the letter of introduction, and he will surely be receptive to your needs. So we're about to meet one of the best boys. Do I want to get there faster? Because this was famous in this walk from Dragonhead from the settlement to Dragonhead was famous for being slow, even before or especially before the mount speed was increased twice, I think. Like, it used to be awful. But, as I was saying, here's Hartrafot. The unmistakable swagger of a well-traveled adventurer. If you are come to pay your respects, be at ease, friend. I am not one to stand in formality. Truth be told, I would gladly welcome many and more brave souls like yourself. But enough chatter. Pray tell me why you have come. If there is any justice in this world, these charges will receive no serious consideration. It is beyond inconceivable. Yes, the letter made mention of a pressing matter for which you required assistance. What might that be? So, this enterprise you speak of was last seen above Corthus before the calamity 5 years ago. I fear it may prove difficult to find any eyewitnesses to these events, for while Ishgard did not participate in the Battle of Cartano, we were embroiled in our own internal conflicts at the time. Nevertheless, I will make inquiries on your behalf, and share with you my findings in the future. In the meantime, please enjoy the hospitality of Camp Dragonhead. I will see that you are afforded every courtesy as a guest of House Four Temps. And then, even though I'm going to have to take a 2-week break, I am going to have to stop here, because I have other stuff to get to today. So I will see you guys next time, and stay awesome.